When an Airbus A380 or a Boeing 747 touches down, you're watching hundreds of tons of metal hitting the tarmac at nearly 200 miles an hour. Securing clear footage of these landings involves navigating a gauntlet of technical hurdles that the final, polished video often hides. Pulling off these shots is a rigorous discipline. It requires mastering strict airport logistics, understanding atmospheric physics, and memorizing the local geography. A crystal-clear, unobstructed video of a massive jet is a calculated, engineered victory over environmental variables and bureaucratic red tape. Sydney Kingsford Smith Airport is the ultimate testing ground for anyone trying to capture these machines on camera. This schematic shows Sydney Airport's highly specific layout. It operates on 3 intersecting runways, all tightly squeezed into a narrow footprint bordered by Botany Bay and dense urban infrastructure. This geographic bottleneck requires spotters to navigate the airport perimeter with tactical precision. The first hurdle a spotter must clear is logistical, revolving around strict government noise ordinances that create a highly limited window of opportunity. This radar map illustrates the effect of Sydney's overnight flight curfew. While the city sleeps, dozens of heavy international flights arrive from overseas, forced to wait in circular holding patterns orbiting out over the ocean. The moment the clock strikes 6 a.m., the curfew lifts. All those holding patterns break at once, funneling a rapid, concentrated succession of wide-body jets arriving from hubs like Dubai, Honolulu, and Seoul, straight toward the tarmac. Capturing this heavy barrage requires being pre-positioned in the dark, long before the sun comes up, to intercept the traffic before the surge ends. Once you're in position, you have to contend with the primary enemy of the telephoto camera lens, heat haze. Looking at this runway cross-section, you can see how temperature differentials create severe optical distortion. When the tarmac is baked by the sun, the heat radiates upward in wavy vector lines, visibly bending the light as it travels from the airplane to the camera lens. The solution to this problem is completely counterintuitive. For a professional aviation photographer, ideal shooting conditions require absolutely miserable weather. During the peak summer month of January, a mix of heavy rain, thick cloud cover, and strong winds completely neutralized the temperature difference between the ground and the air. That weather effectively erased the thermal distortion. Securing true high-definition footage of these planes means fighting the natural instinct to wait for a sunny day. You have to trade personal comfort and stand in the rain to achieve perfect optical clarity. The final variable is choosing the exact patch of dirt to shoot from. At Sydney, one of the most famous vantage points is a dedicated viewing area known as Shep's Mound. From this mound, it's incredibly difficult to capture a heavy aircraft's rotation, the precise moment the nose gear leaves the runway. The largest planes typically need the entire length of the airstrip to generate enough lift, pushing them far outside the camera's optimal frame before they finally take to the air. Catching that rotation requires a rare stroke of luck, like an unadvertised Qantas A380 training flight. Because the pilots were performing unique short runway maneuvers, they lifted off much earlier, allowing spotters to capture the massive wingspan of the double-decker jet directly in front of them. True mastery in this field requires knowing precisely where to stand, so you can capitalize on those rare, unadvertised flight behaviors the second they happen. Producing a seamless compilation of 32 heavy takeoffs and landings is a masterclass in alignment. Anticipating the curfew lift, exploiting poor weather for clarity, and calculating the perfect geographic vantage point. There are broader cultural stakes to this work. The prominence of massive 4-engine heavy aircraft is rapidly fading as airlines transition to smaller twin-engine models. Iconic jumbo jets with their distinct humped profiles are steadily being retired. These specific silhouettes, cutting through tire smoke, will soon disappear entirely. These massive machines have defined global travel for decades, drawing crowds to the tarmac simply to marvel at their engineering. The people standing out in the rain with their cameras serve as vital archivists. They are meticulously preserving the visual majesty of modern aviation history for millions of future viewers.